Every day, precisely at 8:05 a.m., the same charcoal gray executive SUV tore across my front lawn. It was a deliberate, brutal act, crushing the heirloom daffodils my late wife Leela had planted. The heavy tires spun, leaving deep ruts through the heart of her memorial garden, snapping irrigation lines, all to save 90 seconds on a commute. The driver, Veronica Sterling, HOA Governing Board Treasurer, never even touched the brakes. When I ran out and screamed, she rolled down the tinted window, smiled, and said, "HOA access, Ethan, you can't do a thing about it." License plate, Board 1. 47 mornings in a row, the institutional system protected her. Police reports went nowhere. Lawyers took my money and gave me silence. The system was engineered against me. So, for the 48th morning, I stopped asking for help and started solving this like the engineer I am. My name is Ethan Clark, a retired structural engineer. I found a note from Leela after she passed. The garden should protect itself, just like the mountains protect the valley. I needed to build those walls. What extreme length would you go to protect a loved one's memory? Drop your wildest revenge fantasy, the more detailed, the better, in the comments below. Leela and I had created a sanctuary in Whispering Pines. 2 years of meticulous planning went into that garden, built with the same mathematical precision I used designing suspension cables. Veronica Sterling, a corporate predator who weaponized HOA rules to intimidate, saw my corner lot as nothing more than an inconvenient obstacle. Her SUV was a charcoal gray battering ram. Monday, March 15th, 8:05 a.m. I was pruning the last surviving heirloom daffodils when Veronica's SUV roared and cut straight across my lawn, accelerating over the blossoms. I felt pure, cold, calculated rage. I knew I had to escalate. My first response was an engineered, nonviolent defense, meticulously placed heavy, uniform river stones along the border, an aesthetic visual deterrent. Tuesday, 8:05 a.m. Veronica viewed my stones as a personal insult. She deliberately swerved to crush every single rock, grinding the granite into powder and widening the damage zone. With an added flourish of diesel acceleration, she systematically destroyed Leela's last surviving heirloom daffodils. I immediately installed an expensive, professional security camera system, a satellite surveillance network, creating a military-grade record of her intent, complete with timestamps and GPS coordinates. Veronica quickly discovered my cameras. Thursday morning, she stormed my door, waving paperwork claiming I was obstructing emergency services access and violating privacy. 3 days later, the full weight of legal warfare arrived. A certified letter from the HOA imposed a $200 per day fine until the cameras were removed. Her husband, Bradley Sterling, the HOA's legal counsel, had crafted a legal trap. Document the violations and face financial ruin or lose all evidence. But 40 years of structural engineering taught me to verify everything twice. I spent the next weekend auditing the HOA charter and bylaws. I found 23 illegal amendments added by Brad Sterling between 2015 and 2023, all failing to meet state law requiring 67% resident approval. Brad Sterling, the supposedly neutral legal counsel, had personally written all the illegal, self-serving amendments. Every fine, every regulation they had enforced for the past 8 years was completely invalid. I confronted Veronica one last time. "I'll see you in court," I replied with calm confidence. "I've audited your HOA charter. Bring your marriage certificate, Veronica." Explaining your husband's conflict of interest to state bar investigators should prove deeply interesting. Her composed expression finally cracked. 2 weeks later, Veronica chose escalation. She hit the nuclear option. A convoy of bulldozers, wood chippers, and dump trucks from Sterling Property Management Company, her husband's official business, rumbled up my street. "Emergency dangerous vegetation removal," she announced, another piece of legal fiction. A massive bulldozer operator carved through Leela's 15-year-old Japanese maple, our anniversary tree. Then, heavy machinery cracked Leela's memorial stone. The hand-carved quote, "Love grows best in little gardens surrounded by strong protective walls," split down the middle. Leela's legacy was systematically obliterated. When the police arrived, Officer Ramirez confirmed my frustration but also offered a crucial legal detail. Colorado Revised Statute 18-704.5. State law specifically allowed property owners to use reasonable defensive force protecting their land from ongoing vehicular threats and repeat trespassing. That evening, I channeled grief into engineering fury. Trebuchet physics became my obsessive focus. Kinetic energy equals mass times velocity squared. I determined that a 2,000 lb concrete counterweight falling exactly 8 feet could launch a 20 lb granite projectile at a calculated velocity of 60 mph with surgical accuracy. My neighbor, Finn, a retired machinist specializing in high-stress metal fabrication, immediately offered his help. He understood the elegance of the design, he understood the community was rallying. My attorney, Aisha Khan, confirmed that Colorado's Make-My-Day law extended to curtilage protection. The key legal standard is proportionality, she explained. We can argue that the vehicle is a 6,000-pound weapon being used repeatedly. The deployment of a stationary, clearly marked defense system designed only to disable the vehicular weapon is highly justifiable. A 20-pound granite projectile versus a 6,000-pound luxury SUV definitely qualifies as proportionate response. Officer Ramirez confirmed Veronica had accumulated 12 documented vehicular trespassing violations, all dismissed due to political influence. I realized the entire community was behind me. I studied siege warfare. I even found a page in Leela's notebook where she had sketched defensive garden borders. Ethan's engineering expertise can make this defensive dream become reality. The garage transformed into engineering command headquarters. The design utilized a 100:1 counterweight ratio. Finn's expertise was vital for the critical, fail-safe pivot mechanism. My ammunition, perfectly spherical 20 lb granite boulders from a specialty quarry. We tested the parabolic trajectory, achieving pinpoint accuracy within a 6-inch radius at 50 yards. I filed comprehensive defensive installation notification paperwork with the county sheriff's office and posted professional, legally compliant warning signs every 10 feet along the perimeter, citing the specific Colorado statute. If you think Ethan is legally justified in his actions so far, hit the like button now. Your support helps us fight HOA tyranny. The financial calculations were cold, hard facts. Total documented damage from Veronica's violations, $3,200. Total destruction value of her executive SUV, $65,000. Return on investment, 8,000% profit margin in property value protection and legal justification. Veronica's biggest commission closing was scheduled for Friday, May 14th. High stress would produce maximum aggressive driving. The trebuchet was cunningly camouflaged as kinetic sculpture, legally allowed under HOA aesthetic guidelines. Veronica discovered the warning signs and, in a display of breathtaking arrogance, organized a demonstration tour for her developer clients, driving 3 luxury vehicles across my property violation as a convenient access easement. This was her critical error. Actively marketing systematic trespassing while creating multiple criminal witnesses. My certified letter warning message number 48 was delivered. Property owner has activated comprehensive defensive systems. Continued boundary violations may result in significant property damage. Veronica called an emergency HOA meeting on Friday at 4 p.m. to declare my trebuchet a public nuisance. But at the meeting, Aisha Khan stood up. Motion to dismiss all proceedings, she declared. She cited Colorado Revised Statute 38-33.3-308, proving that the meeting lacked proper legal notification and quorum requirements, and that every HOA action for the past 8 years was invalid due to Brad Sterling's fraud. Chaos erupted. 4:15 p.m. Veronica stormed out, screaming threats, rushing to her closing. She had one final destructive message to deliver, 4:37 p.m. precisely. Veronica's black SUV accelerated toward my corner lot at 47.3 mph, fueled by pure desperation and rage. Perfect targeting data. I stood calmly on my porch. The trebuchet's laser rangefinder locked on. Veronica's SUV crossed the property boundary at 47.3 mph. Motion sensors triggered the targeting computer. The 2,000 lb counterweight began its 8-foot gravitational descent, silent and fast. The throwing arms snapped forward like mechanical lightning, launching 20 pounds of Colorado granite in a perfect parabolic trajectory. Flight time, 2.8 seconds. Impact velocity, 58 mph. Force at contact, 36,000 foot-pounds. Cataclysmic impact. The boulder smashed through the windshield with the explosive sound of safety glass disintegrating. The kinetic energy was focused perfectly. The roof crumpled, trapping her instantly. The engine compartment was destroyed. 6,000 pounds of luxury SUV transformed into twisted metal sculpture. Witnesses materialized everywhere, recording in high definition. Fire department personnel arrived for Sam's perfectly timed emergency call. Officer Ramirez appeared, surveying the wreckage with professional satisfaction. I walked toward the destruction, my footsteps crunching on safety glass. Veronica sat trapped, screaming, "You tried to murder me!" "Ma'am," I replied with engineer precision, my voice calm over the sirens, "you've been officially warned 47 documented times. This represents reasonable defensive force under Colorado Revised Statute 18-1-704.5. You were given every chance to stop using your vehicle as a weapon." Her completely destroyed SUV was towed away as a total loss. Her insurance company refused coverage due to criminal activity exclusions and driver liability for illegal trespassing. Criminal charges, vehicular trespassing, systematic property destruction, fraud, materialized swiftly. Her real estate license was suspended. The crucial $2 million closing was canceled. Her entire development scheme evaporated. Colorado's Victim Rights Program awarded me full reimbursement for all property damage, legal consultation fees, and emotional distress. My property value immediately increased by 15%. The corrupt HOA board was removed. Leela's garden rose from the destruction, more beautiful than before. The cracked memorial stone was restored using Japanese kintsugi repair, filling the structural cracks with metallic gold to celebrate survival. My trebuchet achieved permanent status as an artistic expression installation. Engineering students request tour. Officer Ramirez stops by for coffee. Every peaceful morning, I sit on Leela's restored bench, drinking coffee, watching the hummingbirds while my trebuchet stands as silent guardian. The mountains protect the valley, and my medieval siege weapon protects Leela's memory. Physics always wins in the end. If this story had you cheering or cringing, go ahead and like the video, drop a comment with your reaction, and hit subscribe so you're ready for the next wild HOA tale. Don't forget to subscribe for more justice served cold revenge stories.